Hello, today we will be learning about the vowels in Hangul. Hangul's vowel characters are made of symbols that resemble the sky, the earth, and humans. Putting all three characters together, you can make all of the vowels. There are two types of vowel characters, single vowels and diphthongs. I is made up of single vowels. Yei is made up of diphthongs. And uyu is made up of the single vowel u and the diphthong. Hangul consists of consonants and vowels. It's important to note that the vowels such as I, A, and U can make syllables on their own. First, let's learn about the 10 single vowels. Here they are.
A, O, U, U, I, E, we, 위.
A. Open your mouth wide. Follow me. A. Try it again with me one more time. A. All. Follow me and say all. Follow me once more. All. O. Make your lips round when you do it. Repeat after me. O. Repeat after me once again. O. U. You have to put your lips together and push them out. Repeat after me. U. Let's try it together one more time. U. Your lips should widen. Follow me and say Let's try it one more time. E. Imagine that someone is pulling on both sides of your lips. E. Repeat after me. E. Once more. E. Open your mouth really wide. Follow me. One more time. Open your mouth slightly smaller than before. Follow me. One more time. We. Make your lips round like when you say O, and then make the sound. Repeat after me. We. And once more. We. We. Put your lips together and push them out like when you say we, and then make the sound. Repeat after me. We. One more time. We. Do you understand the sounds of these verbs better now? Let's go over them once more.
A, O, U, U, I, 에, 왜, 위,
Are there any vowels that are hard for you to tell apart from one another? Look at these two, for instance. The one on the left is e, and the one on the right is e. They are two different sounds, but even Koreans cannot tell the difference between them, so you can say them the same way. Can you read all of the vowels we have learned so far? You may have noticed that we were not including the silent O character with the vowels before. Since it is silent, A sounds the same as A. O sounds just like O. U sounds like O. U sounds like U. Sounds like U. And lastly, E sounds like E. The iung is put in different places depending on the vowel. For A, O, E, and E, the iung goes to the left of the vowel, while for U, O, and U, the iung goes on top of it. Let's read the following syllables. Listen and repeat.
아, 에, 오, 왜, 으, 의, 어우, 오.
In Korean, there are some words that are made up entirely of vowels. Why don't we use what we have learned today to read some of those words? As you read along, think about what they could mean, and then repeat.
이,
이,
오,
오,
위,
위,
아이,
아이,
오이,
오이,
아우.
아우.
You can look up the definitions of these words and try to learn them. Unlike with single vowels, for Korean diphthongs, you have to change the shape of your lips or the position of your tongue in the middle of pronouncing them, changing the sound. For instance, ya, also written as ya, is pronounced ya. Imagine that you are trying to say e and a very fast. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Ya. Yaw, also written as yaw, is pronounced yaw. Imagine that you are trying to say e and o very fast. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Yaw. Yo, also written as yo, is pronounced yo. Imagine that you are trying to say e and o very fast. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Yo. You, also written as you, is pronounced you. Imagine that you are trying to say e and u very fast. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. You. Yeah, also written as yeah, is pronounced yeah. Imagine that you are trying to say e and e very fast. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Yeah. Ye, also written as ye, is pronounced ye. Imagine that you are trying to say e and e quickly. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Ye. Wa, also written as wa, is pronounced wa. Imagine that you are trying to say u and a quickly. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Wa. We, also written as we, is pronounced we. Imagine that you are trying to say u and e quickly. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. We. Wa, also written as wa, is pronounced wa. Imagine that you are trying to say u and o quickly. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Wa. We, also written as we, is pronounced we. Imagine that you are trying to say u and e together. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. We. And lastly, ui, also written as ui, is pronounced ui. Imagine that you are trying to say u and e quickly. Be sure not to pause in between pronouncing the two sounds. Repeat after me. Ui. Diphthongs, unlike single vowels, require you to change the shape of your lips or position of your tongue. It's also important to remember that you should do this quickly to pronounce them correctly. Let's try reading these together. Listen and repeat after me.
와, 요, 의, 예, 여.
Let's look at some words that contain the diphthongs we learned about today. Think about what their meanings could be as you read them.
우유,
우유,
여우,
여우,
왜,
왜,
예의,
예의,
의자,
의자.
You can check the definitions for these words on your own and try to learn them. Today, we learned all about Korean vowels. Good work, everyone!